Heather, okay, you made the Associated Press.
I made the Associated Press. Yeah.
Okay.
I do an online radio talk show. I write articles for the Las Vegas Tribune. It's a local independent newspaper. I show up to causes that I believe in and help fight for them. Bartend full time. I just got about 10 applications into law schools. I'm going to get about 20 more in hopefully in the next couple days. Have 2 kids. My daughter that's 3 is autistic. Life is really crazy right now, like really, really crazy.
Talk about the article.
Associated Press. Okay, I showed up at as a bill was being read in front of the committee, in front of some senators. And it was actually in Carson City, but I was on the video, via video, speaking to these senators about ABA 174, which will make it even more of a nightmare for homeowners here in Las Vegas than it already is. If you own a home in a homeowners association, you got like a 50-50 shot at feeling like you have a landlord versus just living a normal life. I feel like I have a landlord. This is the 3rd house I've ever owned. The first 2, no problem. 8 years, no problem. The past 3 years, it's been hell. So I've showed up and I've rallied and, fought with other people. And anyway, I was I was quoted in the Associated Press. Actually, I'll just read you the quote if you want.
Do it, yes.
It's really good.
Go for it.
It's good. Now, this was about a bill being introduced that's going to make it hell. So I spoke for 5 minutes, so this is just one little thing I said. I understand that HOAs are a business and we live in them, but to not feel comfortable in our own home is not right. I hope none of you have a soccer ball that goes into your neighbor's lawn. Now I'm speaking to the senators, telling them this. That would be called use of your neighbor's lawn for enjoyment, and that's a violation.
What are you currently working on as an article for the Las Vegas Tribune?
Right now, there's a few things. Probably this last police killing is what I'll write an article about. There was a gentleman he broke into a house, and I know that sounds bad, but I guess he went right past the family, into the bathroom, locked himself in the bathroom, was screaming, they're after me, so I guess he was on drugs or drunk or whatever it was he was. The whole family got out of the house, called 911, everything. The cops came, 20 of them went in the house, and he only had a knife, and he came out to, all these cops, and they shot and killed him, like, instantly. And that's even not as a harsher one as all the other police killings. But my major thing that I was involved with was the coroner's inquest. That's what happens when a Metro officer here in Las Vegas kills you. Instead of going in front of a grand jury or going to court or going to jail, you go to a coroner's inquest, which is totally the most biased process I've ever witnessed in my entire life. There's the district attorney, the judge, or someone like a judge, and a panel, a jury of 6. There's nobody to ask questions on behalf of the decedent. There's nobody to ask questions on the behalf of the decedent's family. It's basically district attorney who is very biased towards the police officer who sits in the witness stand. There's no cross-examination, no nothing. Well, a group of citizens and I fought, went to all these meetings, and eventually they made changes. So that was a really big part of history. It was put together in 1970. What I ultimately want to do in life is be a child advocate and a prosecutor first to learn how to, become a really good child advocate. I want to protect children. So the other day, actually in 2008, there was a little boy, Jason Reimer. He also was disabled. His parents left him in a car for 17 and a half hours in June in Las Vegas. So I think they said it got to 150 degrees in the car. Yeah, he boiled to death. Within 3.5 to 5 hours, thank God, as opposed to 17 long hours. Anyway, so that was 3 years ago. The trial just started, or excuse me, it's going on right now. It just finished, and the jury's actually deliberating right now. I showed up Thursday, my first day off work, because I work day shift, and I walk into the courtroom. I want to watch some of it. I walk in just at closing arguments. I mean, there couldn't have been a more perfect time. Got to see all of closing arguments. I watched 4 hours, this mom and dad sitting next to each other with all the Cameron, back up, with all the defense attorneys in between them, okay? They are the most fakest people I've ever seen in my life. As soon as the jury got up, the mom was like, stand. She was trying to talk to the dad, and the dad was just looking straight. He ain't stupid. He's smart. Just looking at her. But the second break, when the jury got up and the media was gone, and the news cameras, not the media or the newspaper people, they don't know that. All of a sudden, they're sitting next to each other having lunch, eating and chatting and smiling and laughing it up. And I'm like, oh, when the media was here, like, y'all didn't want to talk to each other, whatever. Anyway, so that was that. For me, it was great because I actually got to speak to a prosecutor because I was kind of just sitting there at the end of it, and he started talking to me.